I didn't hear nothing on it either.
I mean, from the looks of it, it looks like the Crusaders definitely put a couple things together. I mean, they were getting swamped for a couple weeks, and for it to be close like that, I mean, I genuinely didn't expect that. But
I mean, regardless who they've played, the Miners have still put up some points. And this being their second year, they're one of those teams that I felt like are really hungry for a win. Get matched up against the Crusaders. I mean, one of the two was going to get the first win of their program, and turned out to be a great game.
anything else?
I don't know. I just see it as like you see the Crusaders struggling just about every week. And then you see like the Miners improving, and you could say, well, the Miners aren't the same team and all that stuff. And then they go play a team like the Crusaders that are struggling, and they barely get their first win.
Yeah, but I mean, essentially, it's like two brand new teams playing each other. So,
But
I
you
mean,
can't keep saying that
every
every
week at
week.
this
If you
point for
keep
these
saying the
teams
Miners are a
is a
new
work in
team,
progress.
they've played a whole season already. So
True.
how could you keep saying the Miners are a new team? The Miners are a new team. No, the Miners are
Well, I mean, they're in their second
gradually
season. They're
improving
not a new
team,
team.
but like I don't know.
Say what you want to say.
I'm trying to, Vinny. I'm just trying to put the word right. But you go through all and all, and it is Miners barely win. Like I don't know. I don't know if I expected more or what, but
I definitely
I mean,
expected more.
I really didn't expect more from this game. I mean, without watching the film, I mean, 26-18. It's not like these two teams are going out there hanging 70 points a game. And
no,
like I
no,
said,
I
I
didn't
mean,
expect
they're both
70 or anything.
relatively on the same playing field at this point in juncture. It's not like, the Miners, yeah, they've been out there scoring points, but the Crusaders have put up points too. I mean, they're not going out there blowing up the scoreboard, but they still been scoring points. They still been, growing every week. If you get to watch their film, they still been growing every week as a team and getting a better understanding of what they got to do in this league to be competitive. So, I mean, as far as what the score says, I mean, it's not any different than what I would have expected. I get what you're saying. Miners are in their second year. Would expect them to be a little bit farther along at this juncture, but at this point, I really think they're right on point, so to speak. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, they've gone out there, they played some games against some good teams. They scored some points against those good teams, but for the most part, they've had their ass handed to them. I mean, I think that's on par for the course. There's not too many teams that come in here and in their first 2 or 3 seasons are really doing that much damage. So, I mean, I
Levi
think it
Cook
was.
of the Buffalo says, didn't the Buffaloes get bashed for not winning a playoff game in their second season? Well, the Miners aren't 9-1, so
You're a different breed there, buddy.
I believe the word
That's
the word
apples and
used
oranges,
was
man.
the word used was juggernaut. Correct.
this year, yes.
We'll get to
Thor,
that.
I was waiting for you to scream, Thor.
Anything else? Can we move on here?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sounds good. Next game we'll get into. We'll go the Nightmare travel to the Raptors and lose 12-6.
I watched the live stream. Anybody else watch the live stream?
I was
I
at
was
work.
busy.
It was ugly. Not the live stream. The live stream was fantastic again, but the game itself was pretty ugly. Uh, just two offenses struggled to do anything remotely in that game. I think the Raptors scored their first drive with their new quarterback they had. And then I think the second drive, they turned it over, and the Nightmare ran it back for a touchdown. I think it was a fumble or a pick six or something. I can't remember. And that was pretty much it. Like after that, it was just two teams that were struggling to move the ball, like have any kind of identity on offense. And I mean, turnovers were the name of the game, and it came down to a turnover. I thought the Raptors were actually going to win the game before they did, but they hit a bomb to their wide receiver on a broken play. And they had a like 1st and goal at the 1. I think they ended up turning it over. The Nightmare had it out the midfield. Quarterback rolled left, went to throw the ball, slipped out of his hand. Raptors picked it up, ran it back to the 1, and scored on the next play to win it. I mean, that was it. It was defense and turnovers in the name of that game.
Yeah, it definitely was. I mean, going into it, we knew, the Raptors had athletes, but we were surprised with number 6 at quarterback early on. We knew they were going to come out and try to establish the ground. They scored on, I think, the 3rd play of the game. And then we kind of shut it down. There was, a play here and there, but they really didn't run the ball much. Then they tried to bring Tanner back for the second half.
Yeah, that confused me.
He really didn't do much either. I mean, it was really a battle of up fronts, and neither one played well. We knew going in 51.
Let me get this straight. The score was 12-6, and the Raptors scored on the 3rd play of the game.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Holy hell.
Yeah, by the time I tuned into the game, it was literally already 6-0, and I think the Nightmare had the ball. I was like, what the hell?
Yeah, they started off with good field position. I think they had maybe 14 yards they had to go, something like that. But we knew going into the game that Kyle Lash, I think that's his name, that 51 was going to be a problem. I mean, that kid's only 8. That kid's only 18 years old.
In general was a problem, though. Like, I mean, it was a revolving door up front, and I thought that was on both sides for both teams. I thought both offensive lines really struggled to give any kind of time. Like, and it seemed like, at least for you guys, like you guys got to a point where you just started running the same plays over and over and over and over again, because it was like you couldn't get nothing else to like work. Like, you couldn't get time to throw the ball. You really couldn't run like certain plays because they were just blowing you guys out up front.
Yeah, it was definitely, it wasn't ideal. I mean, even the field condition itself, field was fine. I mean, balls were soaked. You couldn't, it was rough, both sides, but there's no excuses. I mean, both teams played piss poor up front. And that's the game that showed. I mean, they capitalized when they needed to at the end of the game, and they won. It was that simple.
Yeah, I mean, it legitimately came down to the last like 2 series of the game.
Yep.
Like, I mean, you guys actually had an opportunity to put, kind of like, the one nail in the coffin, so to speak. Like, and you guys, I think, turned it over or went like 4 and out, but it was on their side of the field.
Yeah,
because I think that's when they hit the bomb to number 3 or whatever. I think that's who it was. On the broken play.
Yeah, Tanner made a good play. I mean, he bought time for himself, and the ball was not caught, but they gave it to him anyways. But it was. There's nothing you can say much about it. I mean, you could watch the game and say, oh, it was piss poor. It was this. You look at the GEFA and people score 40, 50 points a week. To me, that's just defenses played well. I mean, that's just how I look at it.
I definitely feel like the defenses played well, and I feel like weather conditions played a part. But there's no mistake in that both offenses struggled to find some kind of identity in that game. Like, that's just what it is. Like, the Raptors had some good runs, but they kind of went away from that. And then they started throwing the ball a lot, and there wasn't nothing happening with throwing the ball.
Yeah, we stayed.
I felt like you guys really relied on your quarterback to try to make runs. And for a little while, it was working. And then the Raptors kind of just started killing that. Like, they started bringing pretty much pressure. They were just playing run the whole time. Like, they weren't really worried about you guys throwing the ball. Like, they weren't even playing a safety. They weren't even playing a safety out there.
Yeah, no, we ran a lot of the same stuff for majority of the game, but it was there. I mean, they did not cover the middle of the field. We just couldn't get the ball there. We had a couple plays towards the end that gave us a little bit of momentum. catches on the sideline. But other than that, it's done and it's over with. Nothing you can do about it. Raptors get their first win of the season, and
Yeah, what was that kid's number? Like 18 or 19? He caught that like corner route out there for that one crucial first down.
18. No, it's
Okay.
19. Yeah, I mean, if you watch film on him, he played well even, the whole season. I mean, he's definitely a guy that goes to gets the ball. He came up hurt though. And he wasn't the same afterwards. He like fell down before the one play, and we had to take an injury timeout. But it was rough. It was just bad. But our defense, we knew going into the season that our defense was going to be good, and put together well. I mean, Brandon last year with Hazleton had a great defense. We knew coming in. We just got to put numbers up, and things will change. But until that happens, this is what we're looking at.
Ryan Fagley wants to know who was the quarterback for the Nightmare.
Not you. So our starting quarterback got hurt. He blew his hamstring out like the second drive of the Titans game. We should have him back in the next couple, 2-3 weeks. But right now, last week Keem played. And then I'm not giving our game plan away for Saturday, but so whoever the quarterback you've seen on film might or might not be the guy that you see on Saturday. Anything else?
No.
Thor, what happened to your sleeves, man?
He was just
Blew
on
off in
vacation.
Florida.
Showing off
Yeah.
that tan.
Florida.
Left them in Florida.
Had to go play volleyball at the YMCA and was running late, so no sleeves it is.
Did you win that geriatric volleyball league yet?
Not yet.
Wait, no sleeves, so you're doing a Top Gun style, eh, Thor?
Something like that.
Freaking, I heard Mildred's got a mean spike.
All right, on to the next one. I don't know where you guys want me to go with this one. I mean, we can go two ways. I guess we'll get this one out of the way. Wildcats travel to the Buffaloes and lose 70-54.
The score is not indicative of how that game went.
No.
The Wildcats got dog walked. In the first half, that was a beating. Like, it was just, they started out great. They marched right down the field, scored a touchdown. It looked like they were just gonna be like they normally are. You know what I mean? Go out there, have productive offense, move the ball, score points, play good defense. And then the turnover started to happen. I think they had 2 fumbles in the end zone for touchdowns for the Buffaloes. And I mean, by the time halftime hit, Buffaloes were up 30 and the game was pretty much in the bag.
Yeah, I mean,
like I said, the score is a lot different than what the game actually was. Like I think the Buffaloes got up 36 early in the third quarter and kind of took their foot off the gas, and then just kind of eased into that victory.
I mean, it looks like the Wildcats were light.
Yeah, I mean, I think if if JR's playing quarterback, they're definitely light.
Yeah, but I thought their quarterback room was deep. JR wasn't going to see the quarterback position this year. So I mean, there's a lot of questions going into it. You go into a big game against the Buffaloes, and you're really, really light. Is it a commitment thing? What's going on over there? I mean, that's not a game. You didn't travel out to the Crusaders and say, you know what, we could be a little light this week. You played a powerhouse in the GEFA right now and showed up light, no quarterback, no nothing. I mean, they came out strong, but if you watch film, man, they did what you can't do against the Buffaloes, and they looked lost on defense early on. They were all over the place. They weren't in their gaps, and Buffalo scored 50 points in the first half every week if that's what you're going to do.
Yeah, Bryce McLeaser had a monster run right up the gut, and I think he ran through like 5 dudes for a touchdown. And I mean, it pretty much put the stamp on how that game went.
Yeah, that guy definitely runs hard, man.
I mean, just they know what they are. They're well oiled in what they run. Like, it's not an extensive playbook, but it's an efficient one. And
yeah.
I mean, they're kind of like the Comanche in the aspect is like they use all 4 downs to the fullest. Like, they're not scared to run the ball at you on 3rd and 7 or 3rd and 8.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Like, that's just the type of team that they are. And now they have a little bit of a passing game to go with it. That's efficient. So
A little bit.
it gives them that other aspect. Yeah, it's not a deep passing game if you look at it.
I mean, Levi Cook said, I don't know. They had
just
2
have
weeks to
super
prepare.
efficient plays.
Yeah.
What's that?
Levi Cook said, I don't know. They had 2 weeks to prepare. I mean,
you can prepare for it all you want, but when you got to see it and you actually got to be ready to scheme for it and everything, it's a different ball game.
yeah, I mean, I was wondering.
And
how
not
they
to mention, I'm sure the Buffaloes had a little bit of a chip on their shoulder after last season's, after the Wildcats spanked that ass last year. So, you know what I mean? Like, especially at home, going to be streamed, you know what I mean, in front of their fans. They definitely wanted to put on a show, and they did just that.
They did. I mean, they came out firing, and I mean, Wildcat scored on their first possession, I'm pretty sure. And the Buffalo said, all right, well, that's the only one you're going to get for like the next quarter and a half.
Tackle with 2 tutties.
It was hugely aided by the turnovers, man. I mean, it just seemed like I don't know what the weather was in Buff County, because like on the stream it looked like it was fine, but I mean, just like it was like fumbled snaps, fumbled handoffs, guy running fumbles the ball. I mean, it was crazy. Like, I was like, holy shit.
You don't need bad weather for that
ball
when
here?
your centers. You don't need bad weather for that when your center's getting punched in the mouth at the snap of the ball.
Yeah, I mean, that's true too.
Yeah,
I'm pretty sure there was a play.
Hey, number 88 for defensive player of the year. Man's got 3 touchdowns this year at the D line position.
Whew.
Yeah.
Damn. Fucking Aaron Donald out there.
They're a physical team for 4 quarters, and if you don't take them seriously, that's what's going to happen. But again, I'm pretty sure the Buffaloes beat them in the regular season last year, and then the Wildcats took it in the playoffs. So
that's the thing. Like, I'm not even like down on the Wildcats at all. Like, they just 2 weeks off, they came in and just they weren't clicking. They clicked on the first drive, but like you can't have turnovers and mistakes in big games like that, especially against a team that's efficient like the Buffaloes, because they're going to make you pay for it, and that's what they did. Every time they turned the ball over, the Buffaloes scored a touchdown, and by the time they realized what was happening, they're down 30 points.
Williamsport also had some big flags on major plays too. There was a lot in that game.
Yeah. They did have a couple unsportsmanlike conduct penalties at some untimely times.
I think there was a big penalty early on. JR ran for like 25 yards, got them into the red zone, and then it came back on a holding call. And I'm pretty sure the next play was a interception that was caused by him getting thrown into the dirt, and he tried to make a play with the ball. But big games like that, that you got to know better up front. Your quarterback's gone out of the way. Why are you still holding him 10 yards behind the play? But anybody got anything else?
No.
Nope.
Just surprised at how the first 24 minutes in that game went.
Yeah. All right. Last but not least, we have the Comanche traveling to the Warriors. Comanche win 20-12.
Well, you can't win all of them. That's all I got to say on the game.
I was waiting for that.
I think there's a big realization in the league across the board that efficient offensive line and offensive line play is key, because that's the first thing that I took away from watching the Warriors was the fact is, like, it seemed like every time they snapped the ball, the entire Comanche defensive line was in the backfield setting up shop, having a tea party, just hanging out, like building
Having a
residency
tea
back there.
party.
Like, I mean, it was, and it, anybody that's on offense knows pressure will directly affect how you're running your offensive scheme. Like, and if you watch the first half of that game, like it got to a point where it was like snap, throw it up, because you couldn't really do anything else. Like, Comanche played great defense. The Warriors played pretty solid defense as well. I mean, as they have all year. It just came down to the fact is, like, they had some key turnovers, and they really had no offensive efficiency whatsoever. Like, I think that their first drive of the third quarter, or their second drive of the third quarter, they literally went run play, picked up like 8 yards or something. I know it was a nice ass run. Came back, very next play, hit a play action pass for a touchdown. That's efficient. But you can't just constantly throw the ball against a defensive line that's teeing off on you. And that's what the Comanche were doing. They were just living in the backfield, and you don't have time to be productive looking anywhere else when you got 3 guys about to rip your head off.
Yeah, you definitely cannot let the Comanche pin their ears back and just go. I mean, you know that coming into the game, though. You have to establish the ground. You have to, they don't just have one guy over there that makes plays either. I mean, they have a couple guys that they come to play football every Saturday. I mean, they went without their quarterback and they pulled out a big game. I mean, even on the defensive side, they played well, but they didn't have their QB1. I'm pretty sure their quarterback was in like Nashville on Tuesday or something like that. Shows up on Saturday, wins, and goes back to work or something like that. I mean, come on.
Yeah, I mean, really, that's just, the touchdowns that they scored were, poor tackling. And I think actually the one, Trey made a hell of a play. It looked like he was about to get sacked and he threw it up. Dude was wide open. Everybody blew a coverage and dude was wide open for a touchdown. So, I mean, it's not like they were out there lighting a scoreboard up. You know what I mean? Like, the Comanche just do what the Comanche do. Like I said, they'll use all 4 downs. They'll be efficient with it. They'll come at you 3rd and 8 running the ball. You know what I mean? Because they know they're going to use all 4 downs. They already have it in their mind that they're using all 4 downs, and they're just going to continually pound you, be physical, and play solid defense. And that's what they did. They got the mistakes that they needed from the Warriors, and they capitalized off of them.
Yeah, I didn't get to see the game. The only game earlier that was up on YouTube was the Buffalo's game. That was the only one I seen, so I can't really speak from watching. But I mean, it seems like a good game all around. I mean, that's the loss. The loss probably hurts, but I mean, you played a playoff contender
if the Warriors
every year.
If the Warriors would have stuck to a more consistent game plan, as far as, like, what they did on that drive where they scored a touchdown, they ran the ball and they throw for a touchdown. Like, that was efficient. They had some efficient plays in there. Like, but if you watch the first half of that film, like, there wasn't none of that, and there wasn't a whole lot after that one series. It was a lot of throwing. Like, you needed to help out the pressure situation, get the ball out quicker, or run the ball, do something. Because, I mean, to throw it 15 yards down the field would have been a treat for them, as how fast that pressure was getting there. And like I said, the Commanders just do what they do. They just, it's not pretty. They're not out there putting 70 points on the board, but, they know how to grind out a win. They know how to be physical. And, they know how to make the plays when they need to.
Yeah. Trey Campbell says,
shame on us for feeling differently about their team, because yet they just go out there week after week and prove it wrong. Like, big thing last week was the fact that they weren't going to have London. London got hurt, this and that. And they even said it. Like, I saw some of the comments from the guys, like, you're not giving us the respect because you think because we got a rookie quarterback. Well, we played 3 quarters with a rookie quarterback and we still found a way to win. And then they went into a hostile place on Saturday with a lot on the line and did it again. Now, yeah, they went with Trey. They went with Trey after he got there, and they put him in. But the rookie quarterback still started the game. He was still out there for the first like 2 series, and then Trey came in.
I mean, I guess that's what you
And
call buying into a system.
Yeah, I think they all just, they all believe in each other. So they all know everybody's going to handle their responsibilities. They work well as a team. And, they can roll a dude fucking from Nashville to Wilkes-Barre in a day and throw him in there and run like clockwork.
Trey Campbell said, "I'm back in Nashville." Live Watson said, "I was a fat bum, so I booked a flight." He said that he played awful, but they didn't want to tackle him.
How many times did he fumble?
I've definitely seen some missed tackles that resulted in him running in some into. I think he scored 2 touchdowns from what I saw, and both of them were definitely aided by missed tackles. We talked about it though last week. Like that was a chance for the Warriors to go in there and say, "Look, hey, we still in the top here. We still run this side of the league." So, and didn't happen. They got out physical. They got outplayed in their own house.
Yep. Anybody got anything else?
Yeah, I just want to say, Brent, that was perfectly said. We got outmatched, we were outplayed, we were outmanned. Like there was no possible way we could have won that game, and I think you're absolutely right.
Were you there, Danny?
No, I was not. I
Oh.
was. See, what was it? Was it on Saturday? If you would have sent me an invite, I would have come. But to my knowledge, I was here on Saturday.
Terrible.
What, the game or that I wasn't there? Because I agree on both counts.
You're sitting here saying we, and you didn't even go to the game.
That's crazy work, Danny. That's crazy.
I was busy. Let's move on.
Anybody got anything else for this week?
Nope.
All right, moving on. This week we have, what do we got? 1, 2, 4 games. Get this one out of the way. Vikings will get a force against the Titans. Moving on.
Back-to-back 5 weeks.
Fucking sucks. I mean, yeah, it sucks.
Jesus, over the top. What the hell's with the hatback with their big shoots?
Arm crossed and everything. He's ready to fight. He's ready to do something over there.
I'm just relaxing. Y'all are crazy.
He just got back from like an arm wrestling tournament in Florida.
Just waiting to go to the shed. That's all.
Arm wrestled a man.
Your face hurt, huh?
All right. Game 1, I guess we'll start. Raptors travel to the Crusaders.
Woo-wee.
Yeah, that could be.
Oh, I want to do it so bad. I want to do it so bad.
That's a long haul, boy. That's a long haul. What is that, 5 hours? That's got to be close to 5 hours for the Raptors.
Yeah, I bet it's like 4.5.
That's a haul. I don't know, though. I think the Raptors get dub number 2. But I think it'll be a low-scoring game. I'm going to say 28-12.
It's a 4-hour hike from Reading.
Yeah, that's the dip.
I'll go ahead and go next. I'm with you on the Raptors winning this game. I think like 32-22. I just don't think they're going to have an answer for what Kyle Ashley said his name is. The guy is absolute.
I hope he is healthy. I mean, he didn't play majority of like the fourth quarter, I think. But I mean, if he's there, he'll single-handedly win that football game himself. Indiana, the Crusaders struggle up front, so
I'll go with the Raptors 32-16.
Yeah, Raptors. What'd you say, Danny? 32-16, 36-16.
Yeah, 32-16 is what I said.
I just didn't want to pick the same score as you, and that's the last score I heard. Just try not to duplicate it, that's all.
James, you gonna make it a clean sweep?
Yeah, I'm going to pick Raptors. I don't think it's going to be a blowout. I'm just going to say Raptors by 12. They still have a lot of questions with their offensive line, even more questions with their quarterback play. Crusaders, they've got home field advantage, but that's probably as far as it goes.
Agreed.
All
New
right.
team still learning their ways.
Hey, they're still fighting though.
Now,
Yep.
here's the big question for this now.
No doubt about that.
If the Raptors get their second win, do you guys think that they could pull it out the rest of the year and make it to the playoffs?
Who do they finish with?
I don't know, man, because
Their last game is
you just headlined two of their major problem areas and probably two of the biggest things that you need in 8-man ball, and that's good O-line play and consistent quarterback play. And right now they don't have it. I mean, they're running two quarterbacks right now. You know, old adage goes, you got two quarterbacks, you got no quarterbacks. So
they got Crusaders, Miners, Titans.
I mean, they very well could. They very well could win 3 of the 4. I mean, they're definitely going to get 2. I mean, is it at the Miners or is it in Berks County?
Berks County.
Then that might be 3 of the 4. I just think the Miners are a better football team at home, just like most teams are.
Right.
All right, moving on. Next game we have Hazleton traveling to the Miners.
I must say
I
Miners.
mean, Hazleton's been
Oh,
not playing a game in so long. I don't know if they're going to remember how to.
Hopefully they use their time wisely, you know, coming off that brutal loss to the Comanche. And hopefully they use the time wisely to, you know, prepare and get better. The Miners are playing pretty good ball. You know what I mean? And they're at home. They're at home. So
if Hazleton travels well, I think, you know, they single-handedly dominate this game up front. And the Miners still got a lot of things to fix up front on both sides. So
yeah, I mean, I think Mustangs defense in general will be pretty much the anchor to hold this game down.
Yeah.
You know, I think it'll be a pretty good battle, but I think in the end the Mustangs, you know, they're just the defense will be too much.
yeah.
And they'll make some plays on offense when they need to score some touchdowns. And I say they got it 42-30.
Ooh. I'll go with the team that you're winning, except I'm gonna say it's much closer, 20-16.
I'm going to agree with Trey Campbell, Mustangs by 30.
Yeah, I think the Mustangs win it big as well. I don't know about 30, but let's go 52. We'll go 30, 52-22.
I'm going to
Billy's
go
smiling with that Newport right now. Billy got a Newport.
30 burgers.
Smiling.
30
I'm
burgers.
going, Mustangs 40, Miners 20.
anything else? We good on this one?
Duke says nobody all season scored 30 on the Mustangs besides the Buffaloes? Well, you only played 3 games, so.
So, yeah.
Don't give up 30 then.
Oh, please don't.
All right, next. Buffaloes travel to the Nightmare. Oh, shit.
Turn your screen off for this one.
I'm gonna say Buffaloes. Let's just throw a random number, 30-26.
Now, man,
Those juggernauts are just clicking on all cylinders
There it
right
is.
now, buddy.
I've
That's
been
all I'm
waiting for
saying.
it.
Hey, Vinny, you know what I'm saying?
I've been waiting for it. He said it was coming later. There it is.
Oh, shit. I'm going to say Buffaloes 56-26.
Levi wants to know if the Nightmare Field is nice.
Josh?
I think it's a good field. We play on a youth field, so it's well taken care of. There's actual grass. Bearing any bad weather, there should be no field issues.
Ain't gonna be dirty anyway.
I'm with Brett on the 56, but I'm only saying 6 for the Nightmare.
Josh, I'm sorry, man. I gotta do it.
Don't apologize.
62-0 on the back of another tutty by number 8, scooping and scoring. About 40
I'm sorry,
yards.
62-0?
To nothing, Danny. Nothing. 0.
Why? Why are you so confident in
factory
this
is
pick?
open for business.
Because it's a juggernaut, Danny.
Well, we shall see if you're right next week.
Yes, sir.
I just hope both teams have fun.
There you go.
That's what it's all about, eh?
Political. Put your Uncle Sam hat on.
Yeah.
Anyways, next game we have Wildcats traveling to the Comanche.
This is the last one of the week, right?
Yep.
Yeah, Thor.
I'm gonna wait till y'all get your picks in to go with
I
mine.
think James just read the same thing I just read. Go ahead, James.
Philip Wesley says Thor's arms look like Subways in Philly.
I bet on a Philly Subway. I mean, I get it.
That's getting pinned.
This guy.
All right, go ahead, Josh. Sorry.
You're good. Wildcats travel to Comanche.
Oh,
Same thing I said.
oh, taking it back to back. Ooh, this might change your top 8 or your top 6, whatever.
It's like I picked against the Comanche 2 weeks in a row. I lost both of them. It's like, damn.
Ooh, power rankings about to be all over the place.
Man.
Here, I'll start us off. Where's it at?
Comanche.
It's at
Yeah.
Comanche?
Yep.
Yeah.
Man, I hate to do it to them, but man, maybe I won't start us off. Damn. Oh man, because I got boys over there. Damn. No, you got to go Comanche. Comanche 36-30 in overtime.
Ooh. All right.
Is Trey making the trip for this one?
Yeah. Yeah, we're off PlayStations and gas cars. We're straight frequent flyer miles, baby. Let's go. Friends fly free. Come on. I got a companion pass. Get them on it.
Hey, yes.
I'm gonna say Comanche 32-28.
If the Wildcats O-line plays like they did last week, this game could get ugly real quick. That's all I'm gonna say. I mean,
Is
they
it going
struggled
to
up
get
front.
ugly though, Josh? That's the question.
I mean, I don't know. I can't predict the future, but I
What do
can
you
tell
think
you,
Trying to
it's
do
going to
here,
get ugly?
Josh.
I think the Comanche win big. To be honest, I Wildcats up front just weren't impressive on Saturday. I mean, and nothing against the Buffaloes, but the Comanche D line is a little bit different than what they got over there for the Buffaloes. And who knows if they have a quarterback, because neither of them decided to show up on Saturday.
Man, I think for me, the Comanche right now, if you watch their line, man, they know how to run block schemes. They're out there, pulling on sweeps and powers and shit like that. Like they're just more efficient up front, and their defense has been playing solid all year. I don't think they got to score a whole shitload of points to win this game. So I got the Comanche winning 32-26. They seem to know how to find a way to win one score games, and they're at home.
Is Q back this game?
Yeah.
All right, Wildcats by 6.
Damn.
Oh boy.
Damn.
I thought I was a lone wolf in this.
Sorry, buddy.
I think the Wildcats end up winning the game last minute. 42-40.
Do the Comanche give up a ball over their heads in the last second of the game?
Maybe so. I mean,
Deja vu.
I look at it like this, man. The Comanche hasn't been at full strength the last 2 games on either side of the ball. Been missing guys for different reasons and whatnot, and they still find a way to win. Like that coaching staff knows how to handle game situations. They know how
I
to
was
manage
just
the game.
about to say that's
And,
your wild card.
I don't know how much in Wilpo that's the same factor. You know what I mean? Like there's a lot of veteran players over there, and I just don't know how much the coaching aspect is ready for that situation to game manage in a dogfight and be able to find that way to pull one out. Like last week, you know what I mean? Like that was a big situation and they got ran over. Like the Comanche are a grinded out, play solid defensive football team, and that's exactly what they're going to do. They're not going to make mistakes, and if you make mistakes, they're going to make you pay for it. And if they have a full complement of guys, I mean, it's just a different story. They're going to be even more efficient of a football team. Can the Wildcats win the game? Absolutely, 100%. There's no doubt about it. I mean, they've proven it. They can win games down. They can, bang with the best of the best out there on the field. So, I mean, that's why I don't feel like this is going to be any kind of a high scoring game. Like I think this is going to be, it's a grinded out football game. It's going to be possession, and who's going to make the mistake. Who's going to make the mistake that's going to ultimately cost them the game. That's all I got. Don't everybody speak at once.
No, we're good. I was just reading through some of these comments. Chase Struthers says there is no D-line talent in this league.
Who is that?
He plays O-line for Hazelton. I think he's number 13.
Okay.
Yeah. You see, James, this is why I don't read the comments and respond to them, because some people just.
Yeah, you have that.
No D-line talent.
Nope.
All right, move on.
You hear that, Thor? No
Yeah,
D-line talent, bro. No D-line talent.
we play them in 2 weeks. I have a bye. They're my next.
Oh, that's a L. Is that the week you play the Buffalo or no?
I'm gonna have to. Everybody plays everybody, but I haven't
When?
yet.
No, when?
I don't know the date off the top of my head.
Do you know where?
My field.
Huh.
We played
Go
out there.
take a- Yeah. James, you know when that game is?
June 8th.
June 8th. June 8th.
Chase Struthers said, Google me.
Oh.
He's one of those guys.
He said, you guys don't watch film.
Be careful what you ask for. There's a lot of things you can find on the internet. Just saying.
Trey Campbell says, Thor makes a schedule. Of course, it's at his field.
We played them away last year.
Yeah, that game was horrible. I think you deserve to, you know. JR says the penalties were 18-2 in favor of the Buffaloes on Saturday.
Holy shit.
That's a lot.
There were a ton of flags. It was crazy.
That's insane.
Yeah, that's. Levi said that's cap.
Cap.
I mean, JR, you could blame the penalties, but I mean, there was like 7 different plays I watched either your center or your guard get put legitimately on the back of their head.
Ooh.
Dumping them.
I mean,
Jumping them.
penalties suck, but they said, "Oh, you're playing quarterback. We're not gonna block. You're in here. What happened, JR? Where's your 2 quarterbacks that you had before you on the depth chart? Why were you at quarterback? That's what everybody wants to know."
Because their other quarterbacks didn't show up. It's common sense there, bud.
Well, no shit.
Oh, here. I think we figured it out, bud.
Mystery solved.
I wonder if they had personal things going on. Couldn't make it.
It happens.
All right, we got anything else?
I'm sure it wasn't last minute. You know what I mean? So yeah, 2 weeks to prepare. It is what it is. Game's over now. Move on to the next one. Doesn't get any easier. Back half of the year, playoff chances on the table.
Now, if we had where the hell was it? Playoffs started today. Josh, you want to read that stuff? Did I send it to you?
No, you did not.
Shit. Hold on. I sent it. I think I sent it to Duke. Did it? Oh, who the hell did I send it to? All right. So if we did playoffs right now, the top two seeds would be Vikings at number 1, Buffalo's number 2. At number 3, and hosting a home game would be the Comanche. I believe they would be hosting the Warriors at the 6th seed. Followed by the Wildcats at number 4, hosting the Mustangs. That would be if the season ended right now and we were talking about playoffs on Saturday.
Playoffs? Talking about playoffs?
What, you kidding me? Oh, playoffs?
Just hope we can win a game.
One of the greatest speeches of all time.
All right, you guys got anything else to add?
I don't think so. Brent, Josh, anything?
Nope.
No, I'm good.
All right. Should I take us out then, El Presidente?
Yeah.
All right. Well, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for tuning in to yet another episode of Inside the GEFA. And to all the mothers out there, happy Mother's Day. I know that's coming up real soon. I doubt my own mom would be watching this, but Mom, if you're watching this, I love you. Thank you for all that you've done for me. Thank you for just, being there for me for damn near 25 years. So yeah, that's all the sappiness out of the way. But yeah, again, we'll be back right here next week. Same time, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on Monday. Until then, have a great week, everyone.